Class, it's great to be here. Who? Yes, I said the name of the person, right? That's going to be.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm pretending. Okay. All right. Aren't you glad that the Supreme Court did the right thing? I've never liked popular initiatives like Measure 8 in California. The DOMA Act, which I couldn't believe that Clinton himself signed, Defense of Marriage Act. I think what the world knows now is that even a conservative Chief Justice can have some common sense. That homosexual marriage is marriage, and that to restrict it is a civil rights issue. And finally, people are waking up. And that's why we have courts. So, I'm surprised still that there are people who believe that homosexual relationships are something that should be in the category of even criminal. And they used to be. Sodomy laws, horrible discrimination and violence against gays. And I'm just, one of my favorite shows is Modern Family. I love the fact that it's a big hit now, and it gets awards. So anyway, I don't know what you think about this, but I value anybody to raise their hand and talk about it. Oh, what's your name?
Alisa?
Alisa. Oh yeah, you wrote a good paper, by the way. So, why did you raise your hand?
Because you said you're open to anyone's opinion on it.
Okay, I am, yeah.
Well, so you talked about Supreme Court and how you're glad that they're on the side of homosexuals.
Yeah.
And, well, I learned that homosexuals actually don't have to get married to have the same rights as married people. Like, they can still have domestic partner ordinances. Like, they don't have to be married, actually. And so, if they don't have to be married, then why extend marriage to include them? Because once you include them, you can't include other relationships. Like, why not polygamy then? And maybe some people probably would go even far as marrying animals. And it's just like, where would you draw the line then, I guess? Like, there really is no need, I think, if they have the same rights without being married.
So I hear 2 points from you. People have the same rights. They could have the privileges that come along with marriage without calling it marriage. Is that what I hear you saying? And second is kind of the slippery slope argument. People are going to marry their hamster or something. I have a friend who married herself. I mean, this may sound crazy, but she had a wedding for herself. She just had it up to here. I thought it was pretty clever. She got tired of dating and looking around, and she realized the only person she could trust was herself, and she loved herself. I call that great self-esteem. Throw yourself at a wedding, give yourself a promise that you'll take care of yourself. She had friends come. She had witnesses. Do you think that was wrong?
That's really interesting.
You probably haven't thought about that, have you, Alisa?
No.
Well, let's talk about polygamy. Why you act like polygamy would be a bad thing? Why would it be a bad thing? It's in the Bible. Are you a Christian, by the way?
I am actually.
So it's in the, polygamy's all through the Bible. And so why would you throw out a sense that polygamy would be way over the line? Why would polygamy? For instance, if two brothers, say identical twins, wanted to get married to get the benefit of marriage, they're committing themselves to each other. They don't have to have sex together, because marriage is not just about sex. it's about loyalty. What would be so wrong for having people commit themselves out of love and devotion and loyalty, things that are very biblical, right? So what makes the Bible's view of marriage so narrow and ignore the polygamy that's all through the Bible? Can you address that just for instance? Isn't the Bible, Abraham had how many wives?
He had two.
Two. The nation Israel comes from the 12 sons of Jacob, right? How many wives did Jacob have?
I think he had four.
4, that's right. David had how many wives?
8.
Solomon had how many wives?
I don't know, hundreds.
See, here I am arguing from the Bible, and not you. Isn't that ironic? So, the Bible and polygamy, if you want to say something about that, you can. I would love to hear any other argument to say that it's somehow still equal if a gay couple can't be married like a heterosexual couple can. That's still in the back burner for me, so that won't go away for me. But I would you like to address the question, isn't polygamy something that the Bible approves?
So polygamy was, yeah, it was in the Old Testament, and I think God allowed it in the Old Testament, but because he allowed doesn't mean he approves of it. Like, he allowed it in some circumstances, like when a woman's husband died, she could marry one of his brothers to have children to carry on.
But that wouldn't be polygamy, because the guy's dead, right? She's just
if
married someone else.
the brother is married, though.
Oh, I see. So the brother who is living would take an additional wife, the widow. That's what you're saying. Okay. Well, back to this idea of homosexuality. Do you think homosexuality is wrong?
I do, yeah.
And why would you say that?
Well, because I'm a Christian, I have to agree with what God says, and that we were made for a man and a woman to
Can you? And that's just by faith, right? You believe the Bible because of faith.
That's part of it, yeah, but...
Okay, and faith, see, this is a university. It's a place of learning, resting on knowledge. And faith, by definition, is the opposite of that. It's believing something, as one kid said, believing something you know ain't so. I'm amazed that people persist and learn in believing. And I ask them, so why do you believe? They tell me the Bible, and I tell them, well, why do you believe the Bible? Because the Bible is God's Word. How do you know it's God's Word? Because it says it is. Isn't that circular to you too?
Yeah, but that isn't why I believe it.
How much time do you have? Time. Okay, that's good. That's a good discussion though. Appreciate it.